Some of the scariest paranormal evidence is often caught on camera by accident. This is what a woman named Kat claims happened to her. She and her daughter were relaxing at home one evening when they suddenly saw a rat run past. They chased the rat into the laundry room, but they were too afraid to catch it. Kat's daughter started recording as the two of them laughingly failed to capture the rat. It should have been an innocent video to share with friends, but without knowing it, they were about to catch something much scarier than a rat on camera.
I'm waiting for it to come out. There's this huge freaking rat in our living room. Or not in the living room, in our laundry room right now. Oh my god. Oh wait, okay, wait, let me try to open the door. Hold on. Oh my god, it's right there in the basket. Oh my god. Mom, you gotta get it. Mom, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Sorry. Get the baby. Mom.
As Kat's daughter points the camera into the laundry room, something that looks disturbingly like the head of a person can be seen briefly peeking out at them. Neither Kat or her daughter appeared to notice anything other than the rat in the laundry room. It wasn't until watching the footage back later that they saw the shape of a person's head. Kat tried to dismiss it as a trick of the light, but her daughter began to believe that she may have caught a ghost on camera that day. However, nothing else happened for several days afterwards, until one day, Kat's son was playing with a remote control car, camera inside it. No one could have expected what the camera would end up recording.
And he is playing with his camera, which is in this toy car. And this is where his room is, and this is a toy he used to capture the ghost.
As the toy car speeds through the house, everything seems normal until it arrives in the laundry room. Inside, it records as something sounds unsettlingly like a whispering voice. But that wasn't all that would happen. The toy car crashes into the front door, triggering an automatic dog door. The door opens and closes automatically, allowing the toy car's camera to record as a toy tile from outside is flipped up into the air, and lands a short distance from the door. When Kat saw the footage captured by her son's toy camera, she was shocked. She now believes that her daughter could have been right all along, and that there really is a ghost haunting her home. And if that wasn't enough to spook you, this next one definitely will. Reese Royales recently took his family on holiday to a cabin in a remote forest. It should have been a perfect time to relax and unwind, but their stay would end up becoming the opposite of peaceful. One evening, a couple of Reese's kids were gathered in the kitchen when one of them noticed a drawer seemingly opening on its own. They immediately assumed one of their siblings was pulling a prank, but then the drawer continued opening and closing as if something invisible was controlling it. Freaked out, the kid goes to get Reese and the rest of the family from upstairs. When Reese asks what's wrong, the kid tells him there's a ghost in the kitchen. To capture what happens when the family head downstairs to investigate, the kid grabs their phone and hits record. Reese steps forward, skeptical that anything truly strange is happening, and then this happens.
See how hard to open that?
Yeah.
Let it push by itself. Go.
Right.
Right, I see that.
Right. Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Reese holds the drawer closed to demonstrate that everything is fine, but then he begins to step away.
No. Stop. No. It was shaking. Open it.
Oh my god!
Go
As Reese pulls his hand away from the drawer, he claims to feel it shaking and vibrating beneath his touch, and then it slides open again. Reese and the rest of his family are utterly terrified, but then it begins opening and closing again. Reese and his family immediately ran upstairs and did not go back into the kitchen until the next morning. They left the cabin and returned home later that day. Cemeteries are understandably considered to be one of the most haunted places in the world. Many people claim they have seen ghosts, heard disembodied voices, and even seen objects moving around on their own. Still, several cemeteries around the world are open to the public, and people often take walks through them. A man called Archie is no different. He often walks through his local cemetery and thinks nothing of the graves and ghost stories. However, one day he witnessed something strange. A set of wind chimes near a grave seemed to move on their own, almost like they had been hit by something he couldn't see. When he told his wife what happened, she suggested he place a trail camera near the grave to see if anything strange took place that night. He did as she suggested, and the camera ended up capturing this. Something that looks like a pale figure was recorded near the grave by the trail camera Archie had set up. Is visible for a few seconds, then it vanishes entirely. Archie initially wasn't sure what to make of this creepy footage, but he has since come to believe that he caught a ghost on camera that night. Many viewers are also convinced that the recording is real evidence of the paranormal. But what do you think? Is this really a ghost? Let me know. A man called Ryan was working in his garage workshop when he suddenly heard something that sent a chill down his spine. Ryan was completely alone, or at least he thought he was. Coming from the attic above him were strange noises. As he listened carefully, trying to figure out what those noises were, they grew louder. To Ryan, they sounded like voices. Ryan quickly checked, but there was nobody in the attic. Creeped out, he grabbed his phone and started recording.
What's that, man?
stuff up here. Left from the previous owner. Oh. Oh my god, dude. Oh.
He leaves the workshop and tries to forget about the voices he heard, but 5 days later, he hears them again.
I got the light on. Listen to this. Listen to this. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Is anybody up here? Is anybody up here? My God. Is anybody up here?
Something appears in the darkness of the attic. Ryan hurries back down the ladder and out of the workshop. He tells a friend what happened, who helps him search the attic, but nothing is found. Desperate, Ryan installs a security camera in the workshop, hoping that he might finally catch some proof of what's been happening. This is what it caught. All this leads him to believe that the attic above his workshop is haunted. Horrified, Ryan heads up into the attic to see once and for all if anyone is up there.
That video was terrifying, but I saw it and I was like, you know what? I'm going up there. I mean, this stuff is old, bro. What is this? Rebuild. 2000 what? 2013. 2013, man. This sounds like what it must have fell over. I mean, this is crazy. Uh-oh, what is this? Uh-oh. What is this? Mr. and Mrs. Ronald J. Oh, whoa. I don't even know if I want to be touching that. Where's the last name? It looks like it was snapped off.
Just as he had expected, Ryan did not find anyone in the attic. All that was up there was old items left by the previous owners of the house. Ryan is now convinced that the reason why he can never find anyone up there, despite all the noises he has heard, is because the attic is haunted by a ghost, one that hides away from him whenever he goes up there. Creepy. Alexandra runs a social media account dedicated to firefighting. Her videos are usually educational, but one video she posted on March the 10th, 2025 stands out from the rest. Alexandria was recording a house fire deep in the woods. The property had sat empty for many years, so she didn't expect to see anyone or anything inside the building. But as she records the burning structure, something was captured on camera that has left viewers spooked.
You should see her right now. It's amazing. Look through the window.
A dark figure can be seen peeking around a corner inside the burning house. It's visible for only a second before it disappears from view. In fact, it moves so quickly that Alexandria did not notice it. What's even stranger is that the figure seems to duck out of sight the moment Alexandria looks in that direction, almost as if it's trying to hide. But it gets creepier. Viewers notice something else Alexandria had overlooked. A faint sound in the background can be heard. Listen carefully.
Ooh, that's far enough.
something that sounds scarily like a child laughing was caught on camera while the house burns in the background. However, Alexandria says that there were definitely no children nearby while the footage was being recorded. Stranger still, while recording a different side of the old abandoned house, Alexandria captured something that made the footage even more disturbing.
All day.
Another dark figure appears from the inside of the burning house. It seems to move away from the house and then vanishes. Paired with the disembodied laughter that viewers say they heard, viewers are convinced they've witnessed something paranormal. Some believe the fire forced whatever was inside the house to flee, displacing ghosts that had been trapped there for years. Others think the house itself has a dark history, haunted by the spirits of people who may have tragically passed away inside. Whatever the explanation, what Alexandria captured that day remains unexplained, and this next clip is just as mysterious. Lacey, a woman from the United States, received a concerning video from her sister one night. The video was a recording that Lacey's sister had just made. In it, she and her daughter, Lacey's niece, were showing off the lights they had installed in the backyard pool. Lacey explains that her niece had been wanting to swim at night, but had been hesitant to enter the pool in the dark. At first, it seemed that she was just afraid of the dark, but now Lacey can't help thinking that there might have been a good reason for her niece's fears, because while watching the video, Lacey noticed something deeply unsettling.
He's out here so I can change the colors. You might be able to do it on the phone. Oh, that looks so cool in there above.
According to Lacey's sister, no one else was in the backyard at the time the footage was captured, except for her and Lacey's niece. But someone, or something, was recorded passing in front of Lacey's niece. Strangely, neither she nor Lacey's sister seem to notice it. Lacey immediately saw the figure, which appeared to move quickly and look almost see-through. Creeped out, Lacey texted her sister back and told her what she had seen. However, she was unable to come up with an explanation for the see-through figure. This has led many viewers to speculate that what Lacey's sister accidentally caught on camera was a ghost. But what's your verdict? Is this a ghost, or do you have another explanation? Reddit user Bianca5150 believes she may have inadvertently caught a ghost on camera. Bianca explains that she is the owner of several dogs. They are usually well behaved, but recently, Bianca had noticed that whenever she leaves them alone for a few hours, she comes home to find the house in a complete mess. She assumed the mess must have been made by one of her dogs. So, to find out exactly what was going on, Bianca set up cameras around her house. However, one of the cameras recorded something that Bianca did not expect. A little after 6 PM, Bianca received a motion alert and decided to take a quick look at the camera feed. This is what she saw. Instead of one of her dogs, the camera captured what appears to be a tall shadow in the hallway. But according to Bianca, there should have been no one but the dog's home at the time. What's even stranger is that if someone had broken in, not only would the dogs have barked, but the cameras would have recorded someone going in and out. But there was nothing. This has led Bianca to speculate that her home could be haunted by a ghost. So perhaps it wasn't her dogs that were making a mess, but whatever this is. Ouija boards are a popular way for the living to try communicating with ghosts. However, It's said that if you don't know what you're doing, messing around with a Ouija board rarely goes well. Back in 2012, a group of friends from Germany made this mistake. While hanging out one evening, they decided to make their own Ouija board. Using an empty wine glass as their planchette pointer, they began asking questions, and the glass slowly moves around. At first, the friends are laughing and joking, as if they believe they are playing a harmless game, but then something happens that leaves them all shaken.
Du hast dich schon! Nur weil sie jetzt noch weiter gedreht und halt gesehen! Was ist jetzt?
As soon as the friends have all taken their hands off the wine glass, it appears to move around all on its own. But that's not even the scariest part. A moment later, the glass flies up into the air and shatters, sending hundreds of tiny fragments raining down. None of the friends could explain what just happened. They uploaded the clip to YouTube shortly afterwards, hoping to get some answers. Some commenters were quick to accuse the friends of faking the video with wire, but the friends insist that this clip is real. Many viewers believe that the friends could have angered the ghost they were trying to communicate with by taking their hands off the glass. Sometimes the creepiest things aren't ghosts or anything paranormal, but the unknown horrors that lurk in the dark. Chomet, a young woman from the Philippines, recently found this out the hard way. Chomet and a group of her friends took a trip to the countryside for a few days. At first, the trip was everything they hoped for. They hiked through mountain trails and enjoyed their time away from the city. But one day, while swimming through a stream in a forest, they came across an old tunnel. Chomet suggested they start recording and take a look inside to see where the tunnel went. It was dark inside and immediately unsettled Chomet and her friends. However, they only planned to go a short way in before heading back out. Little did they know, something was already lurking just inside. As Chomet wades into the tunnel, she suddenly notices something in the shadows. A pair of glowing eyes can be seen near the water's surface, and viewers say they look disturbingly like the eyes of something watching Chomet and her friends. The girls immediately take fright and hurry back out of the tunnel. They retreat to a safe distance and wait for several minutes to see if anyone or anything comes out of the tunnel. But nothing does. Whatever that thing was, it remained inside the tunnel, lurking in the shadows. Chomet can't forget what she saw that day and has since come to believe that she and her friends encountered some kind of cryptid or supernatural creature inside that mysterious tunnel. But what do you think this is? Drop a comment and let me know. A man from São Francisco in northern Brazil claims he caught a ghost on camera. It all started when the man began to hear strange noises outside his home at night, but no matter how many times he searched, he couldn't find anything that might have explained what or who was causing the disturbances. Curious, the man decided to set up security cameras around his house. He never could have imagined what one of those cameras picked up in the middle of the night. What looks like a child can be seen wandering around outside. It's late at night, and the child appears to be completely alone. The man thought this was strange, but then it got even more hard to explain. As the child walks around, his body seems to gradually fade away before he finally disappears entirely. Several people have speculated that this child is actually a ghost who briefly manifested before vanishing. This might explain why the homeowner was hearing strange noises at night, but others aren't so sure that this child has anything to do with the paranormal. Some skeptics believe that the footage was caused by a camera glitch. They explain that these kind of glitches are not uncommon with night vision cameras. Even so, this footage of whatever this is vanishing into thin air is still pretty creepy.